It's Mike with streamingchurch.tv. Thank you for choosing streamingchurch.tv for all of your streaming needs. Today I'm going to cover social streaming. And to get there, you'll log into your streamingchurch.tv admin panel, go to Streaming Management, Event Management, and Social Streaming. And here you have Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The first step will always be to turn on your encoder and turn the stream on live. I will create a video for each of these social platforms, and then I'll put the timestamp in the video text so you can jump ahead to the video that you want to see. I'll begin with Facebook, and then we'll move to Twitter, and then we'll cover YouTube setup. You see here that my stream is live. The confidence monitor is showing that the stream is leaving my streaming building and going to the servers. That's the first step every Sunday or for every service that you're streaming. Each week you'll need to turn on each of the social streaming platforms as well as turn off the social streaming platforms. Facebook is the only one that has a persistent stream key. Each of the other two you'll need to refresh and grab a new stream key unless they of course make updates, as often the social channels are prone to do. After I've turned on my encoder and turned it to stream, then I'll go to Facebook and launch their Facebook Live producer. I like to open mine up a little bit more so that I can see all of the controls. The next step is to make sure that you're posting to the correct page. You should be on a ministry or church page for your posting. I'm going to choose Go Live. I'm also going to turn on Test Broadcast. This is just for when you're practicing or when you're getting things set up. The Test Broadcast makes it such that only admins can see the live stream posting to the Facebook page. It's purely so you can test and make sure that your stream is working and going to Facebook. There's a lot of tips and help. I'm going to skip those. You always make sure that your streaming software is the option chosen. And then now you'll need to go in the new layout to Advanced Settings. Make sure that your persistent stream key is turned on. And then you're going to copy the URL. And we'll jump back over to the admin panel and put the URL in where it belongs. And then we're going to come back to Facebook, copy the stream key, and bring it over. And then we're going to tell it to start. This would all be, other than the URL and the stream key, you would turn your encoder on, then you would come here and you would tell it to start, and then you would click the Facebook link, which would take you over to Live Producer, and now you'll see that video is coming through here once the credentials are there. Now you notice I can't stream yet because I have to come in and put a title and description, and just going to put test in because this is not going to the public page. Only I and any other admins on this page will be able to see it. And then I'm going to hit Start Test, and you'll see that it's broadcasting live on Facebook, and it changes the page so that now you're managing and moderating what's happening on Facebook. Comments can be managed from here. All of these tools can be used to manage what's happening on the Facebook page
without actually having to be there on the live post. There's a lot of great settings here that they've added to the producer. Take some time and go through the settings and interactivity to see how those tools work and which ones would work best for you. At the end of your broadcast, you can turn it off anywhere, but if you turn your encoder off, it will stop the broadcast, or I can end it by hitting end broadcast here, and then I would need to go to my social streaming page and tell it to stop there, and you can see the encoder. So this is the basic steps to streaming each weekend. Turn on your encoder. Make sure you're logged in here to your admin panel. Hit the start button. Click. Go to Facebook and follow the steps that we just did. As always, if you need help, we're available by phone, email, and chat, especially on Sundays. Have a great day. On Twitter, we'll begin the same process of turning our encoder on so that we have a signal feeding to the channel. And then we are going to, the very first time, we're going to have to go to Twitter first. And they used to stream with Periscope, and they have merged that into their tools. So you land here initially, and then you want to choose sources. And then you want to create a source, name it whatever you would like to name it, select a region, and we're anywhere in the US is fine. Just choose one that makes sense for you. Doesn't have to be any specific one, and choose create. Okay, now here are your credentials that you will utilize for the Streaming Church TV admin. So I'm going to put the server URL in, and then I'm going to come over and get my stream key. Okay, and I'm going to turn it on. Now back over to our Twitter admin panel. I'm going to move back to broadcast, and I'm going to create a broadcast. And now add a category, whatever fits you. I'm going to choose digital creators. And then select your source. This is the source that we just created. Okay. And you have some other advanced settings that you can choose there. And you can see in here the live stream. So I'm going to go on down below. I'm going to create broadcast. And then you can also tweet that to folks so that they can see it, or you can use the URL right here to share it with people. Now I'm going to switch back over to the admin panel. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because I don't need. For Twitter, I will need to create a broadcast each weekend and go back and do the process of setting it up to do the stream on Twitter. That is social streaming to Twitter. I'll do the YouTube step-by-step here with you. Obviously, you've got your encoder on, and it is streaming. You can see that happening here. So we're going to begin by launching the YouTube platform. And there's is the YouTube Creator Studio. You can see here is your stream key. I'm going to copy that and take it over. And then I'm going to go back to and get the streaming URL and copy that and bring it over. And then I'm going to hit start. So now I am sending a signal to YouTube, and you'll see that it updates and it begins getting the feed of the signal that I'm sending. And I'm streaming to YouTube. YouTube I find to be the easiest one.